What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian. This is Nothing But Sports Talk, the channel where we talk nothing but sports. Today we're going to be talking about the Western Conference draft grades. I did a video a couple days ago on the Eastern Conference draft grades, but we had to talk West. Both conferences had great drafts. It was just a great draft overall. But without a doubt, let's get straight into it. Yeah. Alright, guys, let's hop straight into OKC. The Oklahoma City Thunder with the second overall pick took Chet Holmgren, as you obviously already know. I have them ranked as an A. I wanted to give them an A+, but the only reason that I couldn't is because they traded 3 first-round picks. That's a lot of picks to give up for Ousmane Dieng, but I do understand why. I mean, he has possibly the highest ceiling in the draft, if we're being completely honest. And they got Chet Holmgren as well, who is another player who has a very extremely high ceiling at number 2. The only thing he would need to do is put on some muscle and keep on adding to his offensive game. And I mean, that dude's going to be a beast in this league. Jalen Williams at the 12th pick also, I'm very high on him. I know a lot of people were shocked that he was picked that high, but honestly, I understand it. I mean, a point forward, great playmaking ability, 7'2" wingspan at like 6'6" or 6'7". Overall, he's just a great prospect. And I'm surprised that he wasn't ranked higher on people's big boards. But yeah, so without that, I'm giving them an A. They also got Jalen Williams in the second round, who was supposed to go first round most likely. So he went early second at the 34th pick. Overall, they just had a really, really good draft. And yeah, this team's future is super bright. I mean, they got a lot of young studs. The Houston Rockets had a very solid draft. Having Jabari Smith slide to number 3, I think if you're Houston, you're probably thinking the same way Orlando was thinking Paolo Banchero was the best player in the draft, and everybody's expecting Jabari Smith to go first. So you're kind of blew a little bit about that one, but it's still a great player to fall to you. Jabari Smith has a lot of potential. His offensive game is already right there with the best of them. Getting Tari Eason at 17 as well was probably very good. That's a steal in my books. He's a defensive. He's probably gonna hop into the league already elite on defense. Offensive game is slim to none, but that's something that he can work around. Ty Washington, getting him at the 29th pick, I believe. So that's very, very good value for a guy who was slotted to go from anywhere from like around 14 to 20. 29, that's very good value out of that. And to get him paired next to Jalen Green, paired next to Kevin Porter Jr., paired next to Josh Christopher, now Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, this young core is developing so quickly and very well for the Houston Rockets. Sacramento started Sacramentoing, bro. They started Sacramentoing. They went out there and I don't understand the logic behind not trading back if your plan was to grab Keegan Murray, knowing Jaden Ivey didn't want to play for you. And honestly, if I'm Sacramento, I'm going to be real, I'm just going to draft him anyways. I don't care. What is he going to do? Request a trade? Okay, well then we're just going to get like whatever we can get out of you. It's still going to be very high value. Guys, I'm drafting Jaden Ivey or I'm trading back because nobody's taking Keegan Murray at number 4. Let's be real. I can name like 3-4 players who would have went before him. Got me heated on this one. Sacramento. I'm sorry, Kings fans. I think Keegan Murray is going to be good, but it's the value of it. Why would you not get more when you could have? And still get that guy at like number 6 or 7, wherever you would have moved back. If I'm Sacramento, I probably would have moved back to 12 with OKC. Did you see how much the Knicks got out of the 11th pick? Imagine what you could have got out of number 4. I'm giving them a D. Even though I think Keegan Murray is going to be an awesome player, I'm giving them a D. The Portland Trailblazers, I think, honestly, had a pretty solid draft, but I'm just a little bit confused by where they want to head for their future. I'm going to be giving them a B because I think Shaedon Sharpe has potential to be a top 3 talent in this draft. But at the same time, you just traded for Jeremy Grant a couple days ago. So what's the movement? What are you guys trying to do? What's the plan? Are you going to be building for your future? Are you going to be building for Damian Lillard right now? Seems like you want to build for Damian Lillard right now, but why are you drafting his backups who are trying to blossom? And you drafted Anthony Simons, and now you got Shaedon Sharpe. You're drafting these guys who you expect to blossom behind him and to take over when he's gone. That's not going to help him win right now. So I'm giving them a B just because I think Shaedon Sharpe has such a high potential, but like I understand if you graded them lower because they're just confusing. I don't know. I don't understand it. I mean, I was hearing possible trades for OG Anunoby with the number 7 pick. I mean, Portland with OG Anunoby, Dame, Jeremy Grant, re-sign Nurkic. I mean, that's a squad right there. I don't know. It just confuses me a little bit, but I'm giving them a B just because of Shaedon Sharpe's potential. The New Orleans Pelicans, to me, had an awesome draft. I mean, getting Dyson Daniels at the 8th pick, I think some people could have seen that as a reach, but I really didn't. They're claiming to say he's around 6'9" right now. He was listed as 6'7", but they're saying that he might have hit another growth spurt, which if that's true, I mean, damn. This dude moves like a point guard. He's been playing point guard his whole life. 6'9" point guard, I mean, you can see Ben Simmons' potential, kind of stuff like that. Dyson Daniels, that was a solid pick for them, and this is not why I'm giving them an A- right now. I'm giving them an A- because of EJ Liddell at the 41st pick. I don't know what issues and what happened in his pre-workouts that caused him to fall that low, but this is a guy who people were saying is going to go 18 to the Bulls, who's going to go 40 or 27 to Miami. I mean, guys, this is a great value pick, probably the best value pick in the entire draft. EJ Liddell at 41, that's just. I don't understand what happened right there, but that's just a great pick overall for you if you're the New Orleans Pelicans. All right, guys, let's talk San Antonio. San Antonio, I'm going to be giving them an A-. The reason I'm going to be giving them an A- is because they got Jimmy Sohan, who I think can be a great 3-and-D player in this league. That's a great pick to have. I think Malachi Branham has potential to be an elite offensive scorer in this game. On top of getting Blake Wesley at the 25th. I mean, guys, they had 3 solid picks for guys who I thought were going to go way higher than that. But then again, everybody can't go in the lottery, and this was such a deep draft. And this is an example of it, getting Blake Wesley at 25 and Malachi Branham at around, I think, 20 or something like that, at 21. Great value picks. This draft was stacked with possible role players throughout. Possible solid role players throughout. So I'm going to be giving them an A- because they got 3 great value picks out of that. Memphis did what Memphis does. They made a weird pick in David Roddy. They jumped on him super, super high. It was a bit strange to me on why they went. I understand he had a very great tournament and he dragged his squad. But at the same time, like they did not have to trade up for him. Let's be real. I guarantee you, teams did not have David Roddy on their big board as high as Memphis did. But I did like what they did drafting Memphis grit kind of guys. They drafted 3 players who are going to come in and give you at least, at bare minimum, hustle, toughness, and just that style that Memphis plays. The Denver Nuggets, I love this pick for them in Christian Braun. They got him at 21. Christian Braun is just a do-it-all kind of guy. This man can shoot the 3. He defends with the best of them. The way he moves is crazy at his size. I really like Christian Braun. I think he's going to make a lot of people regret passing up on him in this draft. Also getting Peyton Watson at the 30th pick. And I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm going to butcher it. Ismail Kamagate. That's just how I read it. Look, but I've watched all these guys' scouting reports, and all of them seem to come in and give Denver solid production, especially the first 2, solid production right out the gate as soon as they hop in this league. So I really like, especially Christian Braun. I'm going to be giving the Denver Nuggets a B+. All right, guys, let's hop into Minnesota. This is one of my favorite out of the Eastern Conference teams so far. Getting 2 guys who are going to hop in and give them great production off their bench day one. With two guys who are in the 20s. I think that is a great draft for you if you have two first-round picks in the 20s and late 20s, and you're getting solid bench pieces day one. I think that's a great draft. I think you're walking away happy. I'm going to be giving them an A. They drafted Walker Kessler out of Auburn, almost averaged 5 blocks per game. He's one of my favorite guys in this draft. If you watch the live stream, you know how high I am on him. Walker Kessler off the bench behind Cat, who's known as a less versatile defender. Walker Kessler is going to make up a lot of that slack for Karl-Anthony Towns when Karl-Anthony Towns wants to take a break. And I think you can even see some sets of these two running next to each other that'll be pretty versatile. And I also really like them grabbing Wendell Moore Jr. Coming off that bench at the 6th pick. I mean, that's a solid 3-and-D wing to come off that bench, start and give you great production day one. These are two great low risk, high reward kind of guys. I mean, these guys are getting picked in the 20s. If they're not the greatest players of all time, no one's going to be screaming at you. So, I mean, these guys are high potential kind of players, and I really like these picks. I'm going to give them an A. The Golden State Warriors, this is getting ridiculous. This team, when Steph Curry, Klay, and Draymond are over, is still going to be probably one of the best in the league. Let's be honest. Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, James Wiseman. Now you're going to add on Patrick Baldwin Jr., who was, I think, the number 2 prospect coming out of high school in this draft. And what, you guys are ruling him out because he got hurt. He went to a small school, and he was a little bit inefficient. This guy is 6'10". Scores. He reminds me a lot. This reminds me a lot of Michael Porter Jr. coming out as the number 1 high school prospect. He got hurt that in his year at Missouri, came out to the draft and went 14th. Look where Michael Porter Jr. is right now with his max salary, walking around all happy. Patrick Baldwin Jr., I think you see the same thing happen with him. Also, they get Ryan Rollins in the 2nd round. This is an A+ to me, getting 2 solid young pieces and throwing them into that Golden State developmental room. Golden State's going to be set for a very long time. The LA Lakers traded in to this draft early on in the day, giving them the 35th pick for cash considerations. And I really like this move. I mean, I'm going to be giving them a B. It's still a 2nd round pick. It's not going to be anything crazy, but this is giving them a 19-year-old in Max Christie, who he's actually from my home state, Illinois. I know people have played with him, heard nothing but great things about him. And this guy is going to come in and give you, I know he didn't shoot the ball super efficient in college, but it was at a high volume. I think he's going to come in and possibly come in as a 7th, 8th man off the bench, 9th, I don't know, but that's still giving you production on a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and who knows what their offseason is going to consist of. I mean, free agency is about to get started in about a week now. It's about to get crazy in the NBA, and I'm just pumping out these videos and getting ready to pump out some more. But I'm going to be giving them a B for and not even having this pick in the first place, but still going out there and taking action and getting a 19-year-old who's going to be able to develop into something pretty great. All right, guys, let's hop into the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks, I'm actually going to be giving them an A, and I'll tell you why. The way I look at Dallas's grades, I'm taking Christian Wood into account to this. They traded their 1st-round pick, it's a late 20s pick, which is crazy, for Christian Wood. So I'm considering that player coming at the 20-something pick. I'm giving these guys an A+. Getting Christian Wood at that pick, and you get Jaden Hardy at the 37th pick. That's crazy. Jaden Hardy's got a lot of slack before the draft because of how inefficient he was on the Ignite. But when you're taking 1,000 shots a game, it's kind of hard to be efficient, especially coming in as an 18, 19-year-old trying to do that and lead your team to these wins. He was really one of the only he was the best scorer on the G League Ignite, and they definitely force-fed him a lot. And I don't put the blame on him for that. I think this dude's going to hop in and become a developmental piece behind Luka and Jalen Brunson if he stays, and Spencer Dinwiddie and those guys. And I think he's going to come in, start a little slow, but he's going to progress into something great in this league. I can feel that one. So I'm going to be giving them an A+. They got the sleeper of the draft, and they traded for Christian Wood in the 20s. That's ridiculous. And that leaves, last but not least, to the Los Angeles Clippers. They had a second-round pick. At the 43rd pick, they drafted Musa Diabate. Who knows? Might have butchered that one, from Michigan, though. He's from the University of Michigan. This one, I mean, it's the 43rd pick. I'm going to be giving them a C. No, I'll give them a C+. Low risk, high reward. I mean, this dude is a big boy. He's a long guy. He has the athletic ability to be a solid contributor in this league. He's very raw, though. It's going to take some years for that to happen. So yeah, for that I give them a C+. It's a low risk, high reward pick. Simple as that. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys showed a lot of love on that first episode, the NBA Eastern Conference draft grade. You guys showed a lot of love on that. You guys showed a lot of love on the stream, so clearly everybody's liking this draft content, and we might push out a little bit more. Let me know in the comment section if you guys do want more. Also, let me know if you guys disagreed, if you guys agreed. Who do you guys think is the sleeper of this draft? I want all the discussions down in that comment section below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on, as it does only help the channel. But without a doubt, this has been Nothing But Sports Talk, the channel where we do talk nothing but sports. We're getting out of here.